The next project, project number 6, is doing the shades in acrylic. This is the direct opposite of what we did just previously, which was the tints. Tints, you use the white. In the shades, you're going to be employing black. I'm a note of caution here, and when we get to it, I'll do it again. But be very sparing and very careful with the black. It tends to be very powerful and can overwhelm your colors really quickly. But anyway, again, through the process, everything in place. Cut out your board, find the center, draw your arcs inside and out, tape it off, overlap the tape, and cut out the inside and the outside, and then very carefully peel the tape, and you should be pretty much ready to go. Okay, now let's begin. Again, this time you're going to want to position a number of plates. I have 3 of them out here, and it's mostly because of the fact, as I said, mixing black with your colors has a tendency to be very overwhelming, and you might want to have a couple extra plates handy or palettes ready in order to diffuse what you do, because it can be pretty muddy and pretty dark pretty darn quick. So the first thing you want to do is you want to arrange your colors. This is the one using the primary colors here. This is going to be the cadmium red, cad yellow, and ultramarine blue. I want you to do one doing the other one too, where you're using the magenta, cyan, and primary yellow. So what I want you to do then is to take a little bit of black. You should notice I've got it on the plate there to the right, and you're going to start by mixing a little bit of red and a tiny bit of black so that you get a shade of red, and you're going to apply that at the top at the 12 o'clock position. Notice how much darker this is, and again, if you get too much black into the paint, it's going to get muddy really quick, and I don't want it muddy. I would like just a simple shade of red. Next, I want you to mix some of the yellow with black. And this has a tendency to kind of come out kind of greenish. I think it's because the black has a kind of a coolness to it when added to the yellow that kind of tends to make it go green. But it will make a shade of yellow, and you're going to apply that shade of yellow at around the 4 to 5 o'clock position. Next, I want you to mix yourself up an orange between the red and the yellow and apply a little bit of black to it and position that at in and around about the 3 o'clock position, somewhere around 2 to 3. And then, as we've done before, I want you to blend them one into the other so that you have a really nice blend. Notice that this isn't going to look anywhere near as nice as the tints. The tints are like light and pretty, and the shades are kind of dark and foreboding. So this is what I want you to do. And then I want you to take and mix your yellow and your blue together and create a good green, and add some black to it, and then apply that at about the 6 o'clock position, 6 to about 7 o'clock position, and blend it back again towards the yellow. In this particular case, the blending of the colors is even worse than it was with the tints. So you're going to have to be really patient and do a lot of blending of your colors. And then I want you to do the blue. So take the blue and mix some black with it, and mix it down towards the green so that you get the blue-green. And then using the blue, as almost as pure as you can with just a tiny bit of black, apply that at around the 9 o'clock position. The less black that you put into your blue, the better. Blue tends to be at a value that is closer to the shades than the lighter colors like the red and the yellow and the orange. So blue tends to be, and purple tend to come out fine if you don't mix an awful lot of black with them. And then I want you to mix yourself up a good purple, add a little bit of black to it, and apply that at the 11 o'clock position, around the 10 to 11 o'clock position. And then blend towards the blue, and then up towards the red. And now you should have something that looks kind of like that. When it's dry, you want to peel off the outside area of tape, and then I want you to peel off the inside layer of tape. And then the version that you're going to come out with first probably is going to look like this. And this is the one where I did with the magenta, primary, yellow, and cyan. So you notice that the colors are a little bit more lively than they would have been if we used the ultramarine blue, cad red, and cad yellow version, which looks like this. Notice how much darker it is. And again, I caution you, I think in this particular case I probably got a little bit too much black mixed with the color so that the shades came out really, really, really dark. Try to not do that so that yours ends up looking a little bit more like this. So this is what I want you to do for the magenta, primary, yellow, and cyan, and then I want you to do one that employs the ultramarine blue, cadmium red, medium, and the cadmium yellow. But again, don't use as much black as I did here. So you're going to end up with two versions of this, just like you ended up with two versions of the tint. So we're almost done with the color wheels at this point. We're going to be doing desaturated colors next, and then we're going to be doing a white to black blend. And then the final project, as we discussed before, will be a photographic version using natural stuff. But we'll get into that later. Anyway, all for now. Be looking out for desaturated colors next.